Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, November the 1st, 2025. Back at the Caroline Dormon Trailhead parking lot and fixing to start day number 15. Today's featured hike is going to be about 22 miles. What we're doing is we're going to be following along the Caroline Dormon Trail for a little while. And then we're going to exit that, follow forest roads on our way out of Kisatchie. And then we're going to start the connector, which basically is the section that connects the two Kisatchie districts, which will end towards the end of day 16 near the Wild Azalea trailhead. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. Two and a half miles into today's hike, we just came from this direction. This is Forest Road 360. And the Caroline Dormon Trail continues on. We were going to stay on the Caroline Dormon Trail for about another 3 miles. And it looks clear right here, but there's been a lot of overgrowth in certain sections. So we're just gonna get on Forest Road 360, which is what we're gonna connect on later anyways, because about 3 miles from here, or a little less, is the official route of the Bayou State Trail. So when we get to that spot where we would have come out of, which is the official route of the trail, I'll show it to you. We're now about 4.5 miles into today's hike. We're on the other side of that bridge down there was where the Caroline Dormon Trail comes out. And this is part of the Caroline Dormon Trail. So it's just a short walk down. And you can see I'm coming up to the sign for the Caroline Dormon. So the official route of the Bayou State Trail came from down here. We've been bypassing the last 3 miles of Caroline Dormon. You can see the overgrowth. This is why we wanted to just stay on the forest road. The official route of the Bayou State Trail is going to connect down here in, I believe, a little under a mile. We're 5 miles into today's hike. You can see the sign here to Kisatchie Bayou Campground. A few things I want to talk about here real quick. So the Bayou State Trail officially runs right across here. We're going to continue on here in a minute on Forest Road 360, but a couple of things I want to point out. So Caroline Dormon Trail and the official route of the Bayou State Trail is about half a mile down from here. But when you get to this road, if you make a right, you are about 4.5 to 5 miles away from the Kisatchie Bayou Campground. That's what that sign indicated just a minute ago. It's an awesome campsite. It's along the Kisatchie Loop, which is also part of the Eric Keeber Kisatchie Trail. If you want to go check it out, I have videos on it. My late friend Eric Keeber, who came up with the long distance trail through Kisatchie, has videos on it. And if you want to just extend your hike through this area and spend a little more time, you can do that. And we are going to be reconnecting with the Eric Keeber Kisatchie Trail a little later this afternoon. I'll show you where the two routes connect, but you can see the sign for Forest Road 360, and we're going to follow this now for about another 3 miles. We're about 8.5 miles into today's hike. We just got out of the Kisatchie District of Kisatchie National Forest. You can see the sign for Kisatchie Bayou Campground. And what we're doing now is we're turning left onto Kisatchie Moore Road. It's going to eventually turn into Moore Road. And then before the end of the day, it turns into Clifton Road. A little over 13 miles into today's hike. This is the direction we just came from. We're at the intersection of Kisatchie Moore Road, and this road right here to the left is Moore Gorham Road. If you watched my videos a couple of years ago when I covered the Eric Keeber Kisatchie Trail, this is the road we came down from. So from this point on, over the next few days, the Bayou State Trail and the Eric Keeber Kisatchie Trail are going to be the same route. "17 miles into today's hike, we come up to the country corner. This is a very important place to stop. It's got hot food, it has things for resupply, and it's about the only store in between the two Kisatchie districts. So the trail goes on in this direction. We're stopping here for today, but the next 5 miles from here over to Clifton, you'll see the video from when I hiked it about 2 years ago as part of the Eric Keeber Kisatchie Trail. We're up to Highway 8. You can see it's Moore Road, and we're about to cross over Highway 8, and it's going to become Clifton Road. Back at the Caroline Dormon parking lot, pick up my vehicle, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts now on day number 15. Obviously, from here to Clifton, it's a long hike. It's about 22 miles. I talked about how you may want to take your time for day 14 cutting through here because it's so nice, but it's completely understandable if you decide that you want to go a little further on day 14 to cut your miles down. And there's plenty of primitive spots along Caroline Dormon Trail where we hiked it today, and even along Forest Road 360. There's even spots where there's people camping out in travel trailers. So you're bound to be able to extend your hike. Now, the creek that runs alongside Caroline Dormon, when you first get on that, you need to go ahead and try to find water right there, because it's going to be hard to find water sources if you decide to keep going a lot further. Of course, there was one at Bayou towards the end of day 14, but you're probably going to need some more water if you're going to keep going and then have plenty for the next day. So hopefully the overgrowth is going to come down along Caroline Dormon Trail. And if you are hiking in the early part of the fall or into the spring, you probably want to follow the route that we took. When we created this trail, we just wanted to have as much single track as possible. So we utilized about half the Caroline Dormon, and then we turned off the road that goes to Kisatchie Bayou to come back towards 360. But if you just want to take 360 from Caroline Dormon, you can do that. It'd be 2.5 miles approximately. The rest of the hike was nice. The road walk was really good. I mean, I call it a road walk, but to me, when you're on dirt roads most of the day, it's kind of hard to consider it the same as being on asphalt. It's very comfortable, very scenic, very quiet. There are a few hunting camps once you get out of Kisatchie, so just keep that in mind when you get on Kisatchie Moore Road. And of course, the Country Corner is a saving grace being out there where it's located right off trail. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, not only for hiking the rest of day 15, but to have some things resupplied to get you through day 16. Now, Clifton is a good stopping point, but unfortunately, as of this time, we still do not have any camping spots available. Hopefully that's going to change. And if it does, of course, we'll update that information on the Bayou State Trail Association website. What I would suggest is just get a ride once you get to Clifton. You're getting fairly close to Alexandria, so there's got to be some options available. There's one in particular that I'm going to talk about at the end of the day 16 video. Speaking of day 16, I've already published the video for that, along with days 17, 18, and 19. So if you haven't seen them yet, please be sure to go to the Bayou State Trail playlist on my channel, and you can check them out. So that concludes today's hike, and I'll see you again soon on the Bayou State Trail.